So in this video, we're going to take a look at, does changing your boiler save you money in the long run? So we're going to look at some costs to replace your boiler and also the cost to maintain an older boiler, both for fuel and maintenance, and how that compares to a brand new boiler, just like this Worcester Bosch 8000.
Just before we head into this video, if you're in the market for a new boiler, head over to heatable.co.uk. We'll be able to get a fixed price and have it installed within 24 hours.
So how much does it cost to fit a new boiler? Now this depends on various factors, such as the type of boiler you have now. So for example, if you've got a boiler with a tank and you'd like a combi boiler, that's more of an expensive job than it is just to take out a combi boiler and fit a new one in. If you'd like some pricing, you can get this over at heatable.co.uk. We'll be able to show you some fixed prices to have your boiler replaced. However, as an example, this is a Worcester Bosch 8000 30 kilowatt style model. If you had a combi boiler on the wall now, an old one, and you'd like to replace it with this model, you'd pay around £2,395. It would come with a 10-year guarantee and also with 0% interest-free credit. There are, of course, other options available. As an example, we offer a boiler on the website which is an Alpha E-Tech. It also comes with a 10-year guarantee, like the Worcester, but it's available for £1,595 supplied and fitted. So it's around £700 cheaper. When you do get a price from Heatable, that is a fixed cost. So there's no other considerations to take into account. We're not going to get to site and say, right, oh, we didn't realise this needed a gas run or you needed a condense install. That's all included in your fixed price guarantee. So now we've got some examples of what it costs to actually install a boiler. Now we can look at how much this boiler will save you in the long run. We always use a rule, which is the life cost of the product. And what this means is how much the new boiler cost you to install, but also what it cost to run and to fuel your old boiler. And what could the new one save? Can you hear the birds? They're kind of coming in. Yeah, I don't think it's a negative thing to have birds being in the background. Generally, they're liked, so keep them in. So most boilers that we replace on Heatable are between sort of 15 and 20 years old, and most of these boilers, well, all of these boilers will be non-condensing. So what this means is newer high efficiency models like this one here are condensing boilers, and that just means it has a bit of technology which improves the overall efficiency. A boiler like this Worcester Bosch here is a condensing model. In fact, all new boilers are now required to be condensing. What that means is they'll have a minimum efficiency of around 89%. Older boilers which aren't condensing are anything from sort of 40 to 65% efficient. Now we can use the Energy Saving Trust website to give us some indications on gas savings by installing a newer condensing boiler. So we've got a graph here from the Energy Saving Trust, which is a government website, and what this is displaying is the savings you can make depending on the current boiler you have. So as an example, if you have a G-rated boiler, so this is any boilers less than 70% efficient, you can save on average for a detached home £315 a year. For a boiler, say an E rating, which would be something between 74 and 78%, you'd save around £190 a year. And if you had quite a modern boiler that wasn't condensing, you could still save around £170 a year. We'll put a link to this graph into the video. You can also select different house types to make it bespoke for your own property. If you're interested in finding out the efficiency of your old boiler, then you can head to this website here. You can find your boiler and it'll tell you the seasonal efficiency. You can then use the Energy Trust website to work out what the saving will be in 1 year by upgrading your boiler. So if we take a conservative estimate of a saving of £200 by replacing your old boiler for a new one, and we times that by the, oh no, we don't times it, it's crazy, it's basic maths. So if we take a saving of £200 based on, oh my God, right, got a day to film and edit this. So if we take an average saving, quite a conservative one, of £200, and that is at current gas prices. Now remember, gas prices never go down, they always go up. However, let's keep it at 200. This product was £2,400 fitted, so it would take 12 years on gas prices alone to pay for itself. That's before we consider other factors such as maintaining or having cover plans for old boilers. Just quickly before we cover that, we have got a further video which explains this in much more detail, which is repair or replace your boiler. You can find a link to that here or here. Hello. So the kangaroo. Now, if you were paying home care of, let's say, £20 a month to maintain your old boiler, this is £240 a year, and obviously over the same period of 12 years, it's £2,880. Now, when we combine those two costs together, so the cost of maintaining the old product and the gas saving, we get to a figure that's a lot more than changing your boiler. It'll probably pay for itself in maybe 4 or 5 years. And that's because you don't need home care on a product that comes with a 10-year parts and labour guarantee. Now obviously there are further savings to make. You don't always have to opt for a range topping boiler such as a Worcester 8000. If you go for something like the Alpha E-Tech or a lower priced Worcester, the savings are even greater and the payback time even shorter. There's also some other sort of general housekeeping rules which will reduce the cost of maintaining and running your boiler. And these include making sure all your radiators are regularly bled of air to improve their performance, making sure that you have got thermostatic radiator valves on all your radiators, and this will allow you to turn down rooms that you may be not using and you're not heating them unnecessarily. Also, correctly using your heating controls. Now it is worthwhile taking 5 minutes to get to grips with how to program your programmer and timer at home. This will allow you to effectively and efficiently manage when the heat is on in your property. For example, if you've got a pre-programmed time but actually half the time you're out, you may want to consider doing a manual override so the heating isn't on when you're out and about at work or popping to the shops. This is where smart thermostats also pay for themselves. So on Heatable, we have an upgrade available for $199, and this is to supply and install a Nest Generation third? It's not an heir to a throne. Nest the third. So on Heatable, we have an option to upgrade to a Nest Generation 3 self-learning thermostat. Now what these do is they'll work with pretty much any combi boiler, and they work with all the boilers we sell on Heatable, and this will give you full control of your heating system. So if you're out and about, it'll make sure that the heating isn't on, not wasting gas. And you can also, as you start to arrive home, ask the heating to come on so it's nice and warm for when you get home. There's also some self-learning technology built into that. So what that means is you don't have to program times when you want the heating to come on or come off. The thermostat will self-learn based on when you do just turn it up and turn it down, and it will make adjustments whether you're in or out of the property. Nest claim that you can save between £9 and £13 a month by having a smart thermostat fitted. Again, combine this with the gas savings, the savings of not having to pay home care. This is where replacing your boiler with smart technology for a new high efficiency model really starts to pay for itself. So at Heatable, we appreciate that changing a boiler is a very big outlay and no one really wants to do it. However, we have put some mechanisms in place to make it more affordable than ever. Certain products we have on the website come with interest-free credit for 24 months and you don't need to put a deposit down. So obviously this is handy if you haven't got all the money now but you don't really want to pay any interest. Obviously, because you're paying the boiler back over 2 years, the monthly payments can be quite high. So we do have some other finance products listed on the website where you can extend the term to repay the boiler. Now these do have interest to pay, but it is only at 9.9% subject to status. Obviously, if you want to pay on a credit card, you can do that. We don't charge extra for credit cards. And we also have PayPal. Depending on your circumstances with PayPal, you may qualify for PayPal Pay in 3 or PayPal interest-free credit. If you want a really tight budget, then we do have some other options. This product here is available for £199. Obviously, it's a Worcester Bosch 8000. All you'll need is all the bits inside. So we hope this video has been useful in giving you some information on what it costs to install a new boiler and obviously what savings you can make. Now, we appreciate nobody wants to buy a boiler, it's painful, but we try and make it as easy as possible, and we also try and reduce the cost to an affordable rate. If you're looking to replace your boiler, head over to heatable.co.uk, where we'll be able to give you a fixed online price to have this or other boilers installed in as little as 24 hours with finance, if you need it. In fact, where is that deodorant?
It's on your desk.
Mario, keep your arms closed, you won't know what to see.